Hello and welcome to tonight's LOL Esports Roundup. We're going to cover the games that took place in the LPL this morning and then preview the schedule for tomorrow in the LPL, LCK, and LCS. Predictions: I'm 82-27, went 1-1 this morning. In the LPL, we had two bangers. I mean, four great teams against each other, all not in my top 25 power rankings. That video came out at a weird hour last night, so if you did not watch it, it is on the channel. So let's get into this. Ultra Prime Rare Atom. I thought Rare Atom had a chance to win this one, and I picked them to win. Didn't happen. As Up win 2-1. They're now 4-3. Rare Atom 2-5. Forge led the way in damage, going 8-6, 25, 31%. Ning was MVP, 8-5, 29. Assam, 10-10, 15, 33% of damage for Rare Atom. So, Game 1, Ning's Vi, one of the better Vi performances I've seen. He was exceptional. I thought Forge was very good on the ante in the mid to late game, but Ning had put them in quite an advantage. Going bot lane, affecting that area of the rift, getting a triple kill over an extended team fight. And was able to really smoke Lan in smite fights. Like, I think he stole 2 or 3 objectives in game 1. Just absolutely had Lan's number. And that was massive. It really was. By being able to take the objectives, getting kills, he would also get another multi-kill later on in the game. And, I mean, they were able to close it out pretty easily. Now, game 2, Rare Atom came out firing. Asum looked really good in game 2. Strive took a trip down bot lane. Lan also was on Nidalee, and we know that is his one trick. Lan, Shun both have Nidalee one tricks, but actually I haven't looked at Lan's win rate on Nidalee, if it's like valid, where I kind of disproved, in my opinion, Shun's need for a Nidalee ban. But nevertheless, Lan carries game 2 on the Nidalee. I thought Zhaozhu looked good in game 2 also, which helped Rare Atom. But in game 3, Ultra Prime just came out better. Doggo looked really good. It made me want to think that maybe he should have been MVP, but then looking at the numbers when it's done and that Forge out DPM'd Doggo, I'm like, Doggo wasn't the most important damage dealer in this series, which is a surprise because the AD carry usually is the one that ends up on here. Or better yet, a mid laner that has a high KDA, but Forge did not. He was a facilitator for the most part, at least not getting last hits on kills. Harry, pretty non-existent in this one, in my opinion. Some people may say his Gnar game was good. I think that he was pretty meh. Game 3, Ning on Sejuani kind of sealed the deal for his MVP status because he had I think through the first 11 kills, 100% KP. 12th kill he didn't get involved in, but he was alive at the time. Just didn't get his fingerprints on the kill there. So he was important to their success, involving himself, getting the lead that they got. And I mean, it coupled with his game 1 performance, I felt like he was the best player. In terms of Rare Atom, though, I hope this does not make them put Mole in. They did sign Uniboy. Yes, the Uniboy that changed his name to Yubao, who played for PSG at MSI. He is with Rare Atom's LDL team now, as Maple returns to PSG. So, I would not be shocked to see Uniboy in Rare Atom starting lineup before long. Just because that's how RA do things. They kind of don't recognize that Strive's a good player, and instead try and take him out of the lineup, not necessarily addressing maybe bigger concerns. FPX IG, one of the classic series where nobody wins, including the fans. So FPX win 2-0, 2-5, IG 1-6. LWX 7-4-8, 33% of damage was MVP. Hacker 6-3-14 in the jungle. Cryan 4-5-9, 33% of damage for IG, a low kill series. Yes, that's right, which is part of the reason why we all lose. We expect LPL to be very exciting, chaotic. 2 bottom tier teams, hopefully a lot of chaos. Not the case. FPX put YS Cam in a hole. He did not look good this series. Care for FPX looked awful in Game 2 on Yone, but somehow found a way to win with 8 deaths. Very, very questionable things going on. FPX in Game 1, going top lane, getting YSCam ahead, were able to really start taking over, and Hacker was able to affect multiple lanes. They just got ahead over time. It was one of those slow burns, which hence no kills. They just all of a sudden were up a ton of gold, and kills were like 2-2. It was very, it was very macro based, if you will. Game 1, anyways. Game 2, IG should have won. They were up quite a bit of gold. I want to say 5 or 6K, but in the end, Zhao Yuji just didn't get it done. Game 1, he was kind of passive, which is probably what hurt them, which allowed FPX to slow play it and slowly choke them out. Because he had a 0, I think the bot lane combined was 0-0-0 as FPX started taking the bot lane inhibitor out of IG's base. So that was one of those deals where I think he's playing too passively and afraid to lose his job, which the way IG is playing right now, I could understand why. You put players in, you take them out. It's just like musical chairs in there when it comes to the 5 roles. Game 2, not very good. In the mid to late game, kind of just blew it as LWX and Aphelios got after it in some team fights towards the, shoot, when their backs were against the wall pretty much, and in doing so was able to give FPX a little bit of fire, allowed FPX to take an Elder and then push and take quite a bit of the IG base. IG were able to make a push back, unable to end, and FPX were able to end off of a team fight, slowly getting into the base of IG and then winning in the base to secure the Nexus. Care looking awful in that fight as well, but Jalahu dealing his damage, Hacker not dying after Care dies all the time. Hacker was just like, well, I guess I can't die if Care's going to die. In LWX, playing passively but getting the job done, dealing 1/3 of the team's damage. It is what it is. Neither team are good. So with that in mind, we had a rough 2 series to look at today in the LPL, but tomorrow we have a couple good series to take place in the East. So, sneak peek, LPL, EDG, Anyone's Legend. EDG 13th in the power rankings are 2-4, coming off of a loss to LNG. Anyone's Legend 1-6, coming off of a loss to LGD. Last time they played, EDG won 2-0. Top side of the rift remains the same. Bot lane is different. EDG now with Uzi, so it's EDG. It's Uzi versus GQE. GQE is playing over iBoy, and then Anyone's Legend have Zora at support. So Ale, JJ, Fofo went 23 kills, 8 deaths, 43 assists, 1,666 DPM, resulting in 2/3 of the team's damage. ZDZ, Zhao Hao, Pin Z, 720-14, 1,023 DPM, so about 640 less. It's 63%, so roughly the same amount of damage, almost 2/3, and 640 DPM less. It makes sense in a 2-0 loss. Weibo and Thunder Talk. Weibo 6th in the power rankings, 4-2, coming off of a win against Rare Adam. Thunder Talk 1-6, coming off of a loss against Nip. Last time they played, Thunder Talk won 2-0. One of those series where Weibo will throw. I mentioned it in my power rankings when I tried to explain why Weibo are not a more valid international threat than a top esports or an LNG or whomever that already go to international events and struggle, because Weibo prove in like series like this, and they've already proven multiple other times this season, that they can just throw series that they shouldn't win. So really things like this make me say, yeah, you could lose in group stage too. You could lose to an LEC team. LEC teams are just as good as Thunder Talk and Spring. It's pretty valid. So Thunder Talk win 2-0. Differences. Weibo have Weiwei in the jungle instead of Karsa. And then Thunder Talk are going to start 1XN instead of Wanfang. So Hoya, Yukal, Yao Yao went 20 kills, 6 deaths, 51 assists, 1,209 DPM. That is 62%. The Shy, Zhaohu, and Crisp went 5 kills, 25 deaths, 16 assists. 1,110 DPM for 59%. So both around 3/5 of the team's damage. And roughly close in DPM, only 100 DPM difference, but Thundertalk came out with the win. LNG BLG, this is an elite matchup. This is a future playoff matchup. LNG 7th in the power rankings, 5-2, beat EDG last time they're on the Rift. BLG 4th, 6-1, coming off of a loss against JDG. Last time they played, LNG won 2-1. The only roster difference is Gala for LNG instead of LP. So we're going to just cite the mid lane matchup here. Scout went 22 kills, 6 deaths, 28 assists for a team leading 33% of damage. Yagao went 9, 11, 14 for 30% in the loss. Of course, that series is going to be very exciting. LCK Live Sandbox 1-3 coming off of a loss against KT. Faces OK Bro 1-3 coming off of a loss against T1. Last time they played, Sandbox won 2-0. I'm going to assume Bro continue to play with Ivory. If they don't and they play with Karis, so be it. If they play with Palu, so be it over effort. But we're going to pretend they're going with the roster they went with in their last series. As far as Sandbox is concerned, the last time they played, they had Envy at 80 carry. Now they have Teddy. So, Birdall, Willer, Kale. Went 16 kills, 12 deaths, 41 assists for 960 DPM and 40%. Morgan, Umpty, Effort went 2 kills, 21 deaths, 35 assists. So, a big diffy there. 781 DPM, 38%. So, around 2/5 of the team's damage out of the 3 least carry-oriented roles. But the KDA is very, very different. The other series in Korea tomorrow, T1, 5th in the power rankings, 3-1, coming off of a win against Bro, face KDF, who are 20th in my power rankings, 2-2, coming off of a loss against HLE. Last time they played, T1 would win 2-0. The top side matchup was the closest in KDA. Zeus 5-4-6, 24% in the win. Doodoo 4-5-2, 18% in the loss. It's nice to also highlight Doodoo because lately he has been leading KDF in damage the last few losses they've had, last couple losses they've had. LCS, so week 2, day 1, all LCS weeks are super weeks, so 3 days a week. Dig and Golden Guardians. Dignitas 1-2 coming off of a win against EG. Golden Guardians 1-2 coming off of a win against FlyQuest. Last time they played, Dignitas would win in spring. Differences in rosters. Dignitas now have Rich in the top lane and Diamond at support. So we're going to compare Santorin, Jensen, Tomo, who went 11-6-23 for 2,185 DPM and about 3/4 of the team's damage, versus River Gory Stixay, who went 7-11-10 for 2,012 DPM and 4/5 of Golden Guardians damage. So GG's deals less damage per minute, more of the share. Top lane and support being 20% with Licorice and Huhi in that one. Got something in my eye. Not good. TL, NRG. TL 18th in the power rankings, 3-0, coming off of a win against Immortals. NRG 1-2, coming off of a win against 100 Thieves. So I had a little fun with this one. I mentioned it last week that I wish I had done it with NRG and I didn't. So I looked back at NRG when they played in the LCS prior, and the last time they played against Team Liquid. This occurred in week 8 of summer 2016. TL would win 2-0. Phoenix in mid lane had the highest DPM on TL, going 10-2-14 for 34%. Fabi at 80 carry went deathless, 4-0-19 for TL. In the loss, GBM, otherwise known as Ganked by Mom, I think a current TCL coach, went 1-9-4 for 30% of damage in the loss. The best KDA on the losing side in NRG's case in that one, Santorin, who is now on Dignitas. FlyQuest, Cloud9. FlyQuest 0-3, coming off of a loss against Golden Guardians. C9 15th in the power rankings, 3-0, coming off of a win against TSM. Last time they played was in the playoffs. Cloud9 with 3-0 Fly. All the only difference in rosters, Vulcan now playing for Fly instead of Isla. Berserker went 30 kills, 5 deaths, 21 assists for 35% of damage in the win. Prince 10, 12, 12, 27% in the loss. Fly need to win. This would be a big win for them. First week they had let's just pretend that didn't happen for them is what they have to do if they want a chance to recover. I mean, luckily 8 teams make the playoffs, but still not great for a team that obviously spent a ton of money. TSM Immortals. TSM 1-2 coming off of a loss to Cloud9. Immortals 2-1 coming off of a loss to TL. Last time these two teams played, TSM would win. In terms of roster differences compared to that one, Solo now plays for Immortals in top lane. TSM have Haunter in top. In mid, it is Maple. It's not Maple. It is Insanity or Ruby or Phoenix. Phoenix is still kicking, by the way, against Balulu. And then at support, it's Chime against Treats, which it wasn't the case last time. So we have Jungle 80 carry. Boogie Wild Turtle went 14, 6, 11, 1,340 DPM. That was 56% in the win. Kenvi Tactical went 8, 8, 12, 703 DPM, so almost half as much DPM. 29% of the team's damage. A lot less impactful out of the 80 carry and jungle in that one. It was one of those games where Balulu played Valkaz mid and dealt like 1,000 DPM. So that's why the numbers are what they are. Lastly, 100 Thieves 1-2 coming off of a loss against NRG, against EG, who are 24th in the power rankings, 2-1 coming off of a loss to Dig. Last time they played was a tiebreaker where 100 Thieves would win in spring. Caveat to this, 100 Thieves released content about Quid this week, and it makes me wonder if Quid's visa issues are now worked out and he will play tomorrow. I hope so. I did say in my power rankings, 100 Thieves, if Quid can look good, are probably going to be back in my top 25 because I do think that they are they're not a Worlds Championship contending team, but they are a team that can go to Worlds with Quid in mid, in my opinion, if he is as good as I think he is. Closer, Double Lift, Busio carry over. So 100 Thieves now have Someday in top lane again. He played for EG the last time these two teams played. Armeo now plays for EG at 80 carry. Unforgiven plays for EG. And then it's Isla at support. So Closer, Double Lift, Busio went 18, 10, 41 for 60% of damage in the win. Jojo Pune went 2, 7, 7, 26% in the loss. There is no matchup that remains the same from that one, so it'll be a brand new series and hopefully Quid's debut. So thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and hope to see you again tomorrow.